Okay, guys, so we thought it would be a great idea to go over our members area just for anyone that, has trouble navigating within it or, someone that's new that, needs to know exactly what's in the membership area. So with that said, let me go over there now. Okay, and for any of you that don't have the link to our new membership area here, just reach out to us on Voxer and we'll send you the link right through Voxer, and then you'll be able to follow the link. And actually, when you do follow the link to the new membership area here, you'll want to use the email address that you use to sign up for the course with as your username, and then you'll create a password, and then you'll just log in. And this will be the first thing that you see here, this page right here. And let me just refresh this for 1 second. Okay, perfect. So as soon as you log in, this is exactly what you're going to see. We have a little introduction video here from Mike. We've got some information down here, how to connect with us on Voxer. And we have some other additional information here as well. These two buttons here are going to be updated very soon. So we're going to update those. And just a heads up, guys, we're always updating, we're always tweaking, we're always optimizing this membership area. Our ultimate goal is to make it the best possible membership area that we can. I work on it almost every day, doing different things with it. So we're going to have it fully optimized here very soon. Like Sam said, it's very new, this site. I mean, we literally launched it maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. So we're just going through it, we're organizing everything, and we're going to make it the best version it can possibly be as time goes on. But for right now, it's got a really good base and a really good structure. Right down here, we're always going to have some downloadable resources. Again, some of these are going to be updated as well. But what I want to show you guys right now is the actual modules. So as you can see, modules 1 through 4 right here. Now, something that's really cool that we did here, when you click on the actual module, scroll down, not only is the webinar recording here, but check these out. So we have a video timeline and we have the module presentation. So you'll click on that for the video timeline and watch this. It's going to open up a PDF of timestamps to show you exactly where certain topics are within the webinar. So if you just wanted to watch, for example, black box product research within module 1 here, you would go to minute 27 and you would start watching it. So if you're in the middle of working on a certain step of your business, these sheets make it much easier just to go to that specific point in the webinar, learn what you need to learn, implement it, and then move on to the next step. And that's exactly why we created these and put them on modules 1 through 4. Also, the module presentations are here as well, which helps out with seeing additional information. You can check this out. It's in a PDF format as well. This is module 1, obviously, that we went through. All of the slides are right here. So if you want to see any of our notes, or if you needed to see a link, for example, like our AmazonRankBooster.com, we always put all of our links and everything within the presentation. So it makes it easier for our students to find different details that they might need to find. And we've done that for every module. So modules 1 through 4 have that. Modules 1 through 4 are evergreen. Basically, the information that we go over within modules 1 through 4, it hasn't changed in a long time. So we're going to keep these videos in here until something does change. If something changes, then we're going to come in here and we're going to create a new module 1 or a new module 2 if some of the content changes. But for right now, all the content within module 1 through 4 has stayed the same for a long time, actually. So again, if we need to update it, we will. But moving forward, under this section here, latest live webinars, we're always going to have our latest 4 webinar recordings in here. As you can see, we've got them dated. So these are the last 3. Tonight's webinar recording will go in there. It'll be the 4th one. And then we're just going to cycle through them. So once we get to next Mondays, we'll remove 1217 and we'll add Mondays in there. Or we'll add something else that we've been doing too, just to make it easier for everybody, is during the editing process, we've been combining Monday and Wednesday nights webinars together. If it makes sense to do that, we will. If it doesn't, then we'll just have two separate webinar recordings in here with two separate dates, the date on Monday night, the date on Wednesday night. So that's exactly what we've done there. Now, some of these latest live webinars will have the video timelines and the module presentations. Some of them won't, but some of them won't have always have the timelines in here. And the reason I say that is because we're not only putting the webinar recordings here, but we're breaking them out into micro trainings. So any of the pertinent information that you see within one of these latest live webinars will be down here in the micro training section. But before I move to that point, we won't always have the timeline in here, but we'll always have the presentation for the webinar recording. We put those in for every single one, so you'll always have that right below. And all you do is click on it and download it. That's it. It's super simple. So like I said, with the latest live webinars, any of the pertinent topics will always be broken out in micro trainings. And you'll see here our micro training section, it's super, super robust. I mean, look at all of these micro trainings that we have in here so far. Something else very cool that we did is we time-stamped them. So you know exactly how long they are right here. So 12 minutes and 29 seconds, 13 minutes and 6 seconds. And, you know, we did that just to make it easier for you guys, right? So you knew what you were getting into in advance. You know, you might want to get a cup of coffee going if you're watching this one for 30 minutes, for example. And if you're watching, I don't know, this one right here for 2 minutes, then that's just a quick view, you know. And moving forward, we're going to do this with all of our micro trainings. And every single week, like I said, we're going to break up the webinar for all the pertinent topics, and we're going to make micro trainings out of them. So every single week, this membership area will be updated with the latest webinar recordings and the latest micro trainings. So there will always be fresh content in this membership area. And that's really important because, you know, like we always say, things are always changing, things are always evolving on Amazon, and you guys really need to be able to go back to the most up-to-date information and, you know, learn about what we taught and then implement it as soon as possible. So it's we've made a commitment that we will have this membership area updated every week with all of, you know, everything that I just went over with you guys. So not only do we have all that in here, we also have a section that we're going to continue to update. We call it super advanced strategies. So you can go through here as well. Some of these are, you know, the length of a regular webinar. They could be an hour, they could be 2 hours. But every one of these topics here is a deep dive into the topic that you see within the title here. So, you know, launch budget, backlinks, critical components, that's a deep dive into all of those topics. And then so on and so forth down the list here. So again, some of these can be quite long, as you can see, an hour and 15 minutes, but well worth it. I highly recommend, you know, if you're new, starting at module 1 and literally going through, just go down the list, module 2, 3, 4, watch all the latest live webinars, go through all the micro trainings, go through all the super advanced strategy trainings, and just get yourself familiar with all the content. And then once you do, you could always go back and find the little pieces that you need for what you're working on in the moment, right? Think about it like, I love the term just-in-time learning, right? You don't have to learn all of this at once, you know? I mean, you could go through it and kind of listen to it at your leisure and just kind of get familiar with the terminology and what we're going over. But when it comes time to actually implement it for your business, learn it when you need it. You know, you don't need to go through all of it at once and trying to learn everything at the same time. It will overwhelm you, and it's unnecessary to do that. You don't need to do that at all.
Yeah, and didn't we put it in a little bit of the micro trainings, and not chronological, but like the way you would where it would be in the process, set your account. Well, like we didn't, it's not jumbled. There's some semblance of order there.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. We definitely started doing that, and uh, we're going to work on it as we go. But like as you can see here, micro training, setting up your Amazon Seller Central account. That's one of the first things that you need to do. You know, adding your products to the Amazon catalog. That's one of the very first steps as well. So this micro training section is definitely going to stay in some sort of chronological order. You know, to the best of our ability, we're going to keep it in an order so it kind of flows along with the modules as well. But again, that's a work in progress as well. So if you come in here one day and the micro trainings are in one order and the next day they're in another order, we're just doing it so it's more organized basically and it flows better. So don't let that confuse you in any way. It's just us optimizing the membership area basically. And then last but not least, we have our downloadable resources section here as well. And actually, at some point, like I said, we do have a downloadable resources section here. We're actually, well, let me pause that. We're actually going to either eliminate this completely here, or we're going to eliminate this and just add the downloadable resources section here. But either way, you'll have everything that you need to download right here, like our Online Secrets Masters Course workbook, you know, that has all the tabs in it that we're always going over in the webinars, like creating your title, bullet points, description. You know, you guys have all seen that workbook at this point. We've got our manufacturer outreach letter, you know, when you're going through the sourcing process, our calculator, our cease and desist letter. So anything that we use as a tool, and if it can be, you know, downloaded as a document, we're always going to make sure that we put that in here because, you know, we're sharing all of our tools that, you know, help us with our success. So anytime we create anything new, it'll always be placed here in the downloadable resources section. So yeah, that's the membership area at this point.